Hello, 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 everyone who gets to see this stream. We are so pleased that you will get to see it. We're so pleased that you will be impacted by what God has in mind and what God has planned. I am so thrilled that this is day 39 of my walk of gain. I'm just so, yeah, I'm like so amazed by it because this seemed like an unclimbable mountain initially, especially when you blessed my heart, Father, to say to give myself the challenge to do it every single day, at least a mile. Especially when I was out of shape and when I was so weak, and yet I knew that you were with me because God promised me that wherever I go, no matter where it is, you are there. And so I'm just so happy to be here tonight with Miss Donice Boyd. I'm so thrilled by her from afar, really, because of her mom in love, who just adores her and thinks so highly of her, and all of the great work that you've done. I've just been seeing from the background, but still so very impressed and thankful that God has moved your heart to be there for others. And when we are there for others, it's an amazing mood. It's an amazing feeling, you know? So welcome to Walk of Gain, Donice.
Thank
I'm so
you.
happy to have you. Thank you. Yeah. So can you say hello to our viewers when they start? This is not these clips are not for so much us letting the people know that we're here yet. It is so that at the end of this segment, I'll ask you a question. And when I have confirmations from all 14 women, then those shows that will be coming up will be heavily advertised and things like that so that we can move some mountains so that we can help people in this great way. So I'd love for you to get to say hello and tell us what makes Donice Boyd. What is it about you that makes you so unique?
Well, hello, and thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you and your viewers, your audience. I don't take that lightly. And I love the question you asked because not a lot of people take the time to think about who they are, what makes them them. And oftentimes, when I ask people, well, who are you? They often say their names or different roles, but oftentimes we don't take the time to think about who we are. So, yes, I am Denise Boyd, but I am far more than that. And on my journey as the unprofessional mom, I've learned a whole lot about myself. I've learned that I am truly a teacher, even though I am a formal Spanish teacher. I used to teach Spanish in high school, and that was amazing. But it turns out I'm still an educator. I'm still educating. So I'm definitely an educator. I'm definitely a supporter. And thankfully, I know who God calls me. And oftentimes, we don't even ask. We know what our earthly name is, but we don't ask him, well, God, who do you call me? What do you call me? And it's interesting because when I first asked him, he wouldn't tell me because this is something you have to be ready for. And when you're ready for it, he will give it to you. But he calls me his calm warrior. And
It's calm.
calm warrior.
Come on. Okay.
And when I got the revelation of that, I was like, "Whoa!" Because I know that if he would have told me before that, I would have been so confused. Like, God, what do you mean? How can I be calm and a warrior? But what I've realized is that all of my life I've been pretty much mild-tempered, but I fight for people. I never give up on people. I make sure that I show up for people in a safe way, and so that's who I am.
Wow. That's oh, critically needed in our world. You know, I don't know how it started. I remember it started out being a movement and I think it was called Me, Myself, and I movement, where people started really, really being about themselves. And it started to take hold because in my days of youth, which I'm these days amazed because I'm 75 now. And so I can look at my history and realize that it's from the days of old. You know, it's from the days that things were done differently. And so me, myself, and I was not a popular term in those days. Whether people were being selfish or not, you weren't proud of it. You know, it wasn't something for you to boast about as it is today. So people let you know that it's all about them. You don't expect me to want nothing to do something for you. So for you to have that heart in today's climate, and you're a younger woman, uh, I take my hat off to you for that, because something happened to for you to be blessed that way. That's a blessing for you, and I know it makes your life a whole lot better. And that's what I'm hoping people get to understand, that the more that you give to others, the more that you serve, the more that you love, the more that you care, the better you feel. It's amazing. The happier you are, the more beautiful you feel, you sense your value. So I'm so glad that you are that woman, and that you said yes to come on a walk for gain, a walk of gain, because this is, I want to reach out to other people like me. You know, I want older people who are aging to realize if we don't do something, then we will lose what we got. And as we age, it it will go far, far away from us. And one woman came on, and I loved what she said when she said, "If you don't take care of yourself, you won't be self-sufficient very." And that was a scary statement, because I could see it happening to me. I could see my body caving in. I mean, walking a few steps and I would be all out of breath, sitting down on sofas that may be a little low, and my family got to come and help pull me up. You know, those things were happening. So what do you feel about aging? I used to think, and such a question, aging America. But the world, the borders have been torn down now. We know that, right? The world is one. It's like no matter what culture you are, we are one. We are. So what do you think about aging people in the world? Yeah.
Well, first off, aging is beautiful. Let's just say that, and it's a blessing. And like every time I see people and they say, well, how are you?" I'm like, "I'm good," and they say, "It's good to see you." I say, "Well, it's good to be seen," because to me, it's really good to be seen. But on top of that, I believe that aging is a power. It's a superpower, because those people who are aging, as I like to call them, seasoned citizens, they have a lot more to offer us than we do. But one tip I guess I would give a lot of people, because it seems like as we age, we feel like there are things that we can't do. And I don't believe that there are things that we can't do because of the God we serve. I just believe that sometimes we have to be willing to get out of our comfort zone. And not even just older people, but even some of us younger people, we get stuck in that comfort zone and we don't want to get out of it. But I believe it's so important to teach an old dog, or even a younger old dog, new tricks.
Yes, 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 yes. I I if younger people and older people would come together, this world would be full of bliss. That's what this would be. It would be a world of bliss. And that's what I'm hoping we will be part of, a movement that brings the twain, that we come together, and that we bounce off one another, that we help and protect our children, and
Oh, yes.
protect our elderly. So what is it when you say unprofessional mom? What do you mean? I,
Okay, so a lot of people. So as I have been a mom, so first off, I started as a mom at a young age. I was 19 when I had my first daughter. So now she's 21, and then she'll be 22 in June. And then I had three more after meeting my now husband. We have a 10-year-old, a 7-year-old, and the youngest is going to be 6 Saturday. And so a lot of people would be around me and they're like, oh my gosh, you're just such a great mom. Almost as if I was a professional mom. I'm like, no, I'm not. There's nothing professional about me, nothing professional. And one day, I was just riding in the car and the Holy Spirit said, I need you to go. Like, I need you to go. And I know what he meant. He meant, I need you to get out in front of my people, in front of moms who have been in your shoes. And I need you to give them something from me. He was like, because my people need me and they need me in a special way. And I was like, well, okay. Because I told him I was going to be obedient. Because we all know that obedience is better than sacrifice, right? And like
yes,
I always tell my kids, there's something that always follows obedience. And what follows obedience is blessings. And what follows disobedience is nothing you want. But the whole thing that I do is, as the unprofessional mom, I help moms put themselves first, and not in a weird way. Because when I tell people you got to put yourself first, when I tell moms that, they kind of look at me like I'm crazy. Well, I have a countercultural view or way of living out motherhood. I do not put my kids first because I feel like if I put my kids first, what happens is I'm actually giving them my worst. Because how in the world can you pour from an empty cup? And you're not even supposed to pour from the cup, you give from the overflow. So, with that being said, the unprofessional mom is all about taking a countercultural way of actually doing motherhood, putting yourself first. Before my feet hit the ground, it's me and God, you know?
yes.
And then it's me making sure I take care of me because, like, how can God use me if I'm not even good with me? So I have to even be good with me, good with God, good with me. And it's interesting because oftentimes, like, we know there's an enemy, there's an adversary. And oftentimes we say, okay, we know God, we know the devil, but that's good to know if you're in a battle. But there's one piece, vital piece that a lot of us do not get to know. And guess who it is? It's ourselves.
Yes,
Like, you
yes.
have to know yourself. You have to know what you have to go up against in the battle against the adversary. Like, you have to know. And what you don't know about yourself could actually harm you.
Wow. Okay. Quick question on that. Um, so you're saying, all right, I must put myself, especially a mother who's raising my children, put myself before my children in order to be a quality mother, right? What do you have some um, suggestions on how a woman can do that?
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yes. So there are boundaries that I like to set, and not necessarily boundaries to just become who I am. Like, I don't necessarily believe in the word boundaries anymore because once you become who you were meant to be, you don't need boundaries. It just exudes, it comes out. People know what to expect, and people know what not to do. But for me, like I always say, I set my day personally for myself. Like, before I get up, I pray. I talk to God, I meditate, and then I get up and figure out, okay, what is it that I need for me first? How can I make sure I'm good so that I can show up for my family? And if there's some things that I can't deal with at the moment, I let my kids know. Like, they're old enough where I can say, okay, baby, mommy needs 10 minutes. And I take that 10 minutes and I don't feel bad about it because if I don't take that 10 minutes, then I won't be good for them. And then guess what happens? That energy goes down to my kids. And we don't have time for that. We don't have time for that in the Boyd household.
No, no. And so when you take 10 minutes, that's usually what kinds of things would you do, say in those 2 minutes,
Oh
10
my gosh.
minutes?
Sometimes I just sit and drink something, whether it's water or whether it's tea, kick my feet up. Or sometimes I might just play a game. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything big. Just take a minute to even just sit there and breathe, breathe in, breathe out. Or if you want to take a quick bath, take a quick bath. Because I tell my kids, I say, well, babies, I trust that you will do what's right while I'm out here doing, while I'm not around you doing what I need to do. And in most cases, they're totally fine. But sometimes we don't give our kids the opportunity to kind of grow up and learn responsibility. We feel like we have to be around and do everything for them, but we don't have to. We don't have to. What we really need to do is be around ourselves and take care of us. Um, because one of the things that I realized, this is I guess, the time that society, culture is talking about self care. And yes, self care is so important. But here's something that's even more important. So, first off, I look at things, the way I think is, I guess, in prerequisites, because I'm a teacher, I guess. But I think about prerequisites. So, if you have self care, what's the prerequisite for self care? And I thought about it. When I was younger, I used to buy nice Coach purses, and I took care of those things because I loved Coach purses. So, if self love is there, then that's the prerequisite for self care, because you take care of stuff that you love. But then you have to think, so what is the prerequisite for self love? There has to be a prerequisite, because how do you just love yourself? So, one of the things I realized that a lot of people, especially moms, are missing is self awareness. We are not aware of ourselves. Like, for example, if there's a house somewhere in New York, I can't, and I've never seen it, never laid eyes on it, never been around it. I can't say I love it. I can't take care of it because I'm not even aware of it. It's hard to take care of something and to love something that you are not aware of. So I really believe that self awareness, like knowing who you are, is so important. And that's why God, over, like, I don't know how many times, but continuously tells us who we are. You are set apart. I want you to have life and have it more abundantly. Like, he tells us these things. So it's so important to be aware of who we are. And if so, my story is that when I started this thing, I just thought I was going to start in a business. And God has shown me more of me when I first started. He's shown me more of me. And as a result of me learning about me, I had to learn about my manufacturer. Or as a result of learning about him, I had to learn about me. And it's just beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, it sounds, it doesn't even sound complex. I mean, it's very simple, but it's very powerfully important, to take those moments to do that. And it seems that everybody that God is drawing to this circle is bringing that kind of power. One of the women has what's called the goddess bath experience. The most amazing thing, her grandmother would do therapeutic baths for her if she got sick or had a migraine, whatever. Her grandmother healed her or treated her through the bath. And so she has developed this bath into a woman romanticizing herself, a woman becoming a goddess through her bath experience, with the oils she uses in the tub and the fragrances and the salts, and the recordings that she listens to, and like you're saying, the meditation that she does during the bath, so that purposely and intentionally, um, I'm telling myself I'm taking my goddess bath, And so it makes me feel so incredible. And I have always loved the luxury bath. But as I was telling her, when I found her with her goddess bath, I found a whole new level of the goddess bath experience, of the bath experience. It became therapeutic. It became uplifting. It became a time when like, if I'm out here kind of being battered by the world, and then I can take a moment to get away from that and go to this bath intentionally to get back my goddess, to get back that feeling of power, that I so need to take care of my family. I so need to do my work. I so need to be kind to my neighbor. I need to feel like the goddess I am in order to do that. So, and here you are wanting to help the unprofessional mom who really is professional. I remember when they started uh, um, um, breaking down what wives and mothers do because of divorces and things like that. People trying to act like because a woman was a stay at home mom, that she had no value. Well, there's been a lot of breakdown legally for the woman who's the stay at home mom. And that is no cheap job. That's a very high paying executive position, you know, and a woman needs to feel that that's who she is, that a she should be a very high paid executive because that's what she is in a household, you know. And so I love that you are giving such simplistic um, details for people to kind of stop for a minute and take this time to reposition yourself and to re-identify yourself. Like you're saying, how am I going to take care of a house or be in love with a house that I've never seen or that I can't even touch or that I can't even look at, you know? So to take the time to stop for that purpose, for me to stop for the purpose of just acknowledging myself, for me to say, wait a minute, let me take a moment so I can do that for me. And see, these are the things I need on my walk. These are the things that God is going to bring me out of this because of you all and because He blessed me to connect to you so that I won't fail. You know, it's incredible. You know, my commitment rose. I don't know how many degrees when I connected it to my obligation to do this. You know, and so now there's no question that every day I'm going to get out there because it's directly connected to this movement that is starting, you know. And I know God is going to move it forward because in our different states that we're from, because everybody's from all over the place, of the 14 women who are saying yes so far. I'll have a question for you at the end, and we'll see if what your answer is. But we need to come forward as a team, you know, as women who just know all of this great stuff we know, because not only did we have babies, not only did we raise children, not only did we take care of parents, not only, you know, we've done so many things to become who we are, but we also are the best weapon against anything hurting anybody anywhere. We are sensitive. That's why I was so glad to see Vice President Kamala Harris take the position. I feel like she's a quiet storm, you know, and that she's there to help our nation get that woman's touch in our country, you know. So yes, so yeah, I am this, as I said, this particular segment is not so much for us to do anything but to meet you and to see if you have advice, number one, for me for doing the walk. Um, if there's anything that you think about my doing this, you know, is it good? Is it great? Do you have suggestions? Things like that. Yeah.
So, first off, I think it's amazing that you're doing this because it means that you are actually trying to take care of yourself. And our bodies are the only physical house that we have that we don't get to sell. We don't get to lease it and move somewhere else. It's the only thing we have. So, I think it's so important that you are doing this. And one suggestion I have, if I can give you a suggestion from, I guess, my perspective as a young professional mom, is to kind of date yourself while you're out there walking. Like I tell people, if you don't know you, you gotta get to know you. Like start dating yourself. And even if you think you know you, there's still some new stuff to learn about yourself because
Date
we're all,
myself, date
ma'am,
myself, date
date
myself.
yourself. And I'll
I'm
explain that.
taking myself on a date. Come on,
Well,
go ahead. Explain.
well, here's the deal. So with my husband, when we first started, I guess getting to know each other, we had to get to know each other. We had to figure out, is this something we want to take forward? Do we want to move forward with this? And with yourself, and that's a part of self-awareness, getting to know you, dating you. Like for example, I'll take time at least once or twice a week, and I'll ask myself simple questions like today. I don't, or fill in blank questions. And I made little cards. I got to find them. I wish I had them right here. But it's like today, I don't have the capacity to blank. Like just start writing out things. Like if money or anything else wasn't a problem, I would do blank. Like literally, ask yourself questions. Like even questions that you would ask other people, but not yourself. Ask them. Just ask yourself questions. Jot down how you feeling. Jot down. Like I'm a journaler. I have like sticky notes and journals and stuff all over the place.
Uh-huh.
And I believe that this helps you get to know who you are. This is me dating me. Me dating me is me spending time with me. And I think it's so beautiful.
It is beautiful. It is beautiful. And thank you. I will do that. You know, the intentionality of all of this is what's blowing me away and making me so pleased, that I am intentionally changing the way that I do things, that I am purposefully saying things to myself so that I can lift myself up to this level. I want to help millions of people. I just need it in my soul. I know God planted it there because it's there.
And I
I
feel your heart for that. It's beautiful.
yes,
It's
I
beautiful.
can't, yes, I can't do nothing with it, and therefore I can't even allow that to be something that I don't go after, fail and not success. That's not even none of that. This is not that. It's not about failing or succeeding. The success is me doing it. The
That's
success
right.
is us sitting here, right now. You know, the success is that God brought us this technology right here so that we can reach each other. I found your mother in love through this. We had walked the same grounds in Brighton, Alabama. We had walked the same roads. I grew up in Brighton, Alabama. And I put out an ad that I spoke to 246 people, and I brought under my umbrella as a publisher, I think it was about 30 or so of them. And that needed to be downgraded, and there your mom was, as if God just picked her. And then there you are, you know. And I don't take that like it's some coincidence. Nothing like that can be a coincidence. How can it be? I would, the most unfaithful, like my thing says, faith. I would be just blowing my faith to heck and back if I'm going to just find a reason not to be faithful, or find some coincidence that this would happen. How could something so laid out and so well planned be unplanned? God planned this, and so I'm just so thrilled that we have this right here, and we can reach the world, and we cannot sit by thinking that we can't, or acting as if somebody else has arranged this. The one thing that brought me forward is I kept hearing people say the internet is bad. I kept hearing people say that it's just full of poison. It's full of this. I said, but why don't good people flood it?
That part.
You if that's what you think about it, why don't we flood it? Why don't we just bombard it with good things? Bombard it with God's words. Bombard it with love and kisses and have a good days and sparkle and sunlight. That's what we should do.
You
You
are
know,
like me right here. You are speaking straight out of my heart because I was thinking the same thing. Like, I hear a lot of people say the internet is bad, AI is bad, all these things are bad. And God, I never forget, I heard him clearly. He was like, well, it's mine. Because first off, he created us, and whatever we create is his. And he's like, I don't know why my people won't use this leverage I've given them. I've given them this leverage, and my people aren't using
woo,
it.
he's given it to us. This is ours. This is our territory. This belongs
That's right.
to us. We can flood this thing with goodness, and that's what we're going to do. You guys are going to be thrilled, those of you who say yes to this invitation, with what we are about to do for some women who will prosper from the love, will prosper from the embrace, will prosper from the teachings. Do you know how many women out there who are displaced and unhoused, who can't do nothing for themselves? They can't take that moment that you're talking about. They can't take it because they're inundated with things, and we want to pull them out, and we want people to sponsor them, and we want things to happen for people while I'm walking.
Um,
This walk is not just for me. This is a walk of gain, that we will gain people, we will gain life, we will gain believers, we will gain, because we can. There's nothing on earth to stop us. So, my question for you is, as we move forward, we're going to bring these beautiful things like the goddess bath, like the unprofessional mom, like these entities that serve from the soul. We're going to bring it together, and by talking about it, by exposing it, by sending out ads to hundreds of thousands of people to say, this is here, this is what we do, this is who we are. And we want to come here in this space, in this cocoon here, and we want to lift off from here, as a unit, and so I invite you back, to bring the unprofessional mom, to bring Miss Donnie's Boyd, to people, and we are going to have just the greatest time. It's not even work when it's your turn to come on. You'll be so excited. It won't even be like, oh, I gotta go do something. That's an This is going to be just filled with bubbles, filled with love, filled with camaraderie, because every woman, it's 14 women, 15 with me, uh, um, 15 of us who will do these amazing things. And the one thing that's the center of it all is you all will be steadily telling me to keep going. You all will be steadily saying, don't you stop. You all will be telling me to put one foot in front of the other, to lift my weights, to eat the right foods until these pounds shed like they are beginning to shed already, until I become that example for every older person out there to know that even if you can't move, even if you're in a wheelchair, that you can get up, you can do something, one little movement at a time, and the body will call it. The body will call on it. It will start calling you for it. And I invite you to come back. Would you come back?
I would be honored to come back.
See, that's what I'm saying. I love this because every one of you, so far, it's been 8 of you as of today, saying just that. I would be honored. Yes, I'm excited about coming back. Thank you. Yes. So there you go. There you go. What
Thank
I'm going
you.
to do is get back with you like I will with them, so we can fine tune what it will look like, you know, and then we'll start scheduling. The beautiful part about it, because it's going to be 15 women, and I'm going to break this down to me doing the walk every day. There's not See, this is an important commitment. You know, it's not just for me to walk. It makes it where I can't sit here and say, I'm tired. I worked all day. I'm not going to work. It's connected to all of this. So I got to go. I got to get out there and I got to
Hallelujah.
hit the pavement. You know, that's what God did for me on this, right? So during the week, I will do that. Not right away. We got about 3 weeks more of every day filming. But after that, it's going to be once a week. And so, with 15 of us committed to that once a week filming, then the caseload, so to speak, per person will never be overwhelming. You know, it'll be very, very light as far as actual duty. Now, when the mayors and the governors and people get behind us on this, it will bring to your businesses the kind of movement that you deserve. You know,
But
because
you
we are.
know what? I believe because God is in this, it's going to bring what we need. We don't need the governors and the mayors. We already got God.
Oh,
We are good.
yes, you know,
He is
but
the source.
what I love about that, what you're saying is so true, you know. But God also positioned those
Yeah.
mayors and those governors. So if they are there, we are going to let them know that we are here. You know, we'll let them know that we're here. Doesn't matter, like you're saying, it doesn't matter how they respond to that. That's all up to them. All I'm saying is that we will let the world know
Oh, yeah.
that the walk of gain is a very important movement. You know, what I love about it is it's so important because it's saving my life. You know, it really is. I mean, physically, my blood pressure was spiking when I caught COVID, when there was no vaccine. I never got that strength back. I almost lost my life, and it drained me of my strength. And so I didn't. I kept putting it off to get this done, or I would start and stop and all of that. And now God has solved all of that. And so literally, I'm breaking through as I do this walk every day. I can feel my body and my person breaking through, you know. And so it's such a blessing. It's so huge. But what I wanted to be, I'm just not the person that would be flabbergasted by it all if it was only about me. What flabbergasts me about it is that it will involve others, you know, that others will get to share their soul too, that others will get to see who they are in the eyes of people who need them, you know. And so thank you for saying yes. That means the world to me. Okay. And I think you will be very pleased, even more so than you are even now as this moves forward. Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited.
I'm so glad. I'm
It's
so
so
glad.
interesting. It's so interesting you asked me that because I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was just cleaning up in the kitchen, minding my own business, and I heard a clear voice, Holy Spirit, saying, "You need to be on stages." And then all of a sudden, out of my voice, I said, "I need to be on stages." Not even sure why. And it's like God is opening up these stages, and I've never been the kind of person that loves to just get up and talk in front of people. I was always timid, and God has been breaking all this stuff off, showing me who I really was, because who I thought I was wasn't me. It was a deception. It was a lie of the enemy, because now I know who I am and I can't stop talking. I can talk to almost anyone.
That's who we are. And that's why I know what God is going to do with this. Like you're saying, it doesn't matter about governors or nobody. This right here is magic. It's
Yes.
just magic, you know. And I want to be a part of this magic. It's
Amen.
beautiful, you know. Like I can't wait because in a few minutes, the only part is I gotta learn how to put it more toward the early part of the day because my children are struggling a little bit that it's late night kind of when I get out there and I walk. But uh, I got myself ready and my defenses in place, and I'm very alert. But still, I don't want them to worry. So I'm going to get out and hit the pavement because there's just not going to be a day by God's grace that I don't walk at least a mile, you know, and then and start bringing in those other things, because I'm going to ask you guys for all kinds of tips and all kinds of things, you know, and so it's amazing what God has did with this, because not only will it fulfill what the goal is of me losing the 100 pounds, of me getting all of this healthy, you know, healthy lifestyle going on. Not only will it do that, but it's also going to, you know, help other people no matter what. It's so, it has just levels of multiplicity, just, you know, and so I'm so happy about it. And I'm really happy about your energy. Thank you so much for being
Thank you.
here. Yeah. All right.
I'm
So
so
I will
excited.
be huh?
I'm
You're
so
so,
excited.
and I'm so thankful that you are. That means the world to me. And so far we're moving on down to the 14 more plus me. And well, the I think it's about six more now. And me. And we even have people who have said yes, they're coming on. So really almost the 14 are in place. And all of you have just different things that you do. So what you will do for this one person that we are going to find. I won't talk much about that part until we all meet on Zoom, and then you guys get all excited about this, you know. But the exciting part is that you are here to support me walking toward good health, you know, as a 75-year-old woman, that I can actually live the rest of my life being loose and free and squatting down again. Do you hear
Hallelujah.
me? Oh, I haven't squatted in years. You know, I haven't been able to move my body with flexibility, but I can feel even through the walking, and I haven't added the other phases. It's a three-phase project. And when I bring in the food, the right food, and when I bring in the right toning and muscle and training that way, and that we share it with people who need it, so that people can be healthier. I'm just excited about that. So I thank you so much for
You
being
are
here.
welcome, and congratulations again on even taking this. And you kept saying a word over and over today, and I thought about that because that word resonates with me, and I believe it probably resonates with everyone that you have had on so far and will have, and probably also with your viewers. But it's about being intentional, being purposeful, because
Yeah.
nothing happens, nothing changes until we change on purpose, until we
Yes.
do it intentionally.
Yes, yes. And it gives so much more value to
Yeah.
what we're doing while we're doing it. I feel so much value in doing it because it just feels like so full of purpose, you know? So yes, thank you. Me too. I feel like this is made in heaven, and so I'm going to get to my knees before I go walk and thank God for this time and this talk with you. It's been amazing, and thank you for your advice and your tips. I appreciate you so much. Okay. And so I'm going to play us out to go on, because I be saying that I only want to keep you like 30 minutes, but each one of us have stayed much over 30 minutes because it's so invigorating talking to you guys. And so I'm so glad that this time, at this point, it's not even about time. It's not about what time we come on. It's not about even letting the world know that we're here. It's about recording and having this in our book, on our bookshelf, that we have done this. So it's recorded that we've done it, and that we have made the commitment that we want to come back and do something important like this. So I thank you, and you are so lovely. I see
Thank
why
you.
um, Mother Boyd. I see why she loves you so much. You are a very easy person to love.
Well,
Yeah,
thank you.
you're welcome. So thank you, and
Thank
I'm going to
you.
say good night. to everyone who's coming, because we'll be having more viewers who see us after the fact than we do while we're rolling. But for those who are coming, thank you. May God bless you. Take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Like she said, this is yours. Take care of yourself, please. All right. All right. Thank you. And I will see you very soon, and I will talk to you in a day or so. Okay?
Awesome.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right. Bye. I see we lost the sound. There we go. Good night, everyone. Good night.